Scientists discover unique bat species named Hipposideros srilankaensis found in Sri Lanka. On 28th February, National Science Day was celebrated. Empowering Indian youth for global leadership in science and innovation for developed India was the theme for this year. The day is celebrated in memory of the discovery of the Raman effect. The Circular Economy Forum concluded with the Jaipur Declaration. Members expressed their desire to strengthen waste management policies. The forum was held in Jaipur. On 7th March, Jan Aushadhi Day was celebrated. Awareness campaign on generic medicines was launched. Over 500 free health camps were organized on this occasion. Big announcement by the central government approved the grant of Navratna status to IRCTC and IRFC. Both companies operate under the Ministry of Railways. Recently, National Science Day was celebrated on 28th February. The theme for 2025 was Empowering Indian Youth for Global Leadership in Science and Innovation for a Developed India. This day was chosen to celebrate the announcement of the discovery of the Raman effect. The discovery of the Raman effect was made by Sir C.V. Raman on 28th February 1928. It is noteworthy that Dr. C.V. Raman was born on 7th November 1888 in Tiruchirappalli. He was honored with the Nobel Prize in 1930 for his discovery of the Raman effect. He was the first Indian scientist to receive the Nobel Prize. Under the Raman effect, Sir C.V. Raman studied the effect of light rays on various solid and liquid substances. He discovered that when light passes through a transparent medium, its color can change. This change occurs when the photons of light collide with the atoms of the substance and lose or gain some energy. This discovery provided a new direction in understanding the nature of light and the molecular structure of substances. It is noteworthy that in 1954, Sir C.V. Raman was honored with the Bharat Ratna. For information, the declaration to celebrate National Science Day was made in 1986 during the government of Rajiv Gandhi. In fact, in 1986, the National Council for Science and Technology Communication requested the central government to declare February 28 as National Science Day. Following this, the first National Science Day was celebrated on 28th February 1987. Recently, a global research team discovered a new species of leaf-nosed bat in Sri Lanka. This new species has been named Hipposideros srilankaensis. It is noteworthy that this research was led by C. Srinivasulu, the head of the Wildlife Biology and Taxonomy Laboratory at Osmania University in Hyderabad. The research was a collaborative effort between bat biologists from Sri Lanka, India, and Thailand. This study has made a significant step forward in the identification and classification of new species. It is noted that Hipposideros srilankaensis has a distinct wide nose leaf, a unique ear shape, and a special skull structure. Its genetic analysis revealed that this species is different from other known species. This discovery makes an important contribution to Sri Lanka's biodiversity. It is worth mentioning that this study evaluated the taxonomic status of Hipposideros brachytus. Earlier, Hipposideros brachytus was considered a subspecies of Hipposideros galeritus. Now it is clear that Hipposideros brachytus is a separate species found in India. Additionally, this study also found significant genetic divergence in the population of Hipposideros galeritus in Southeast Asia. Recently, Firefly Aerospace successfully landed the spacecraft under the Blue Ghost Mission 1 on the Moon. It is noteworthy that this spacecraft landed near the volcanic formation Mons Laterale, located in the northeastern part of the Moon. It is noteworthy that Blue Ghost Mission 1 is also known as Ghost Riders in the Sky. This is the first lunar mission of the American private company Firefly Aerospace, which used the Blue Ghost lunar lander. This mission was launched on 15th January 2025. The mission includes 10 payloads like LISTER, LUGRE, SCALPSS, which will examine the lunar surface, study radiation, and analyze dust behavior. This mission will last approximately 60 days, with 14 days dedicated to active operations on the lunar surface. Talking about Firefly Aerospace, it is a US private space company. This company specializes in launching small and medium-sized satellites. It was established in 2014. Its main objective is to provide affordable, reliable, and rapidly deployable space launch solutions. Its headquarters is located in Texas, US. The main products of this company are Alpha Rocket, Beta Rocket, and Blue Ghost lander. Recently, the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific concluded. During this forum, the Jaipur Declaration was adopted, which focuses on enhancing resource efficiency and promoting sustainable material consumption. Additionally, it is based on key strategies to strengthen waste management systems. This declaration is a significant step towards promoting the circular economy. It is to be noted that India proposed the launch of C3 Cities Coalition for Circularity at this forum. C3 is a multi-stakeholder international alliance aimed at promoting a circular economy in cities. The Minister of State for Housing and Urban Affairs emphasized the need to adopt the 3R principle, that is, reduce, reuse, recycle. Important issues such as waste management, environmental sustainability, and gender inclusivity were discussed at this forum. India also expressed its candidacy to host the World Circular Economy Forum in 2026. Additionally, CITES 2.0 was launched, under which agreements worth 1,800 crore rupees were made for integrated waste management and climate change initiatives in 18 cities across 14 states. For information, the forum saw the participation of 24 countries from the Asia-Pacific region, along with approximately 200 international delegates. Representatives from Japan, the Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, and the Maldives were also present. Major events such as the India Pavilion and the 3R Trade and Technology Exhibition were organized during this program. Recently, the central government has approved granting Navratna status to IRCTC and IRFC. IRCTC, that is Indian Railway Catering and Tourism Corporation, is a central public sector enterprise under the Ministry of Railways. Its annual turnover is Rs 4,270.18 crore. On the other hand, IRFC, that is Indian Railway Finance Corporation, is a company with an annual turnover of Rs 26,644 crore. It is also a central public sector enterprise under the Ministry of Railways. With this, the total number of Navratna companies in India has now increased to 26. IRCTC has been granted the 25th Navratna company status and IRFC the 26th Navratna company status. It is worth mentioning that to achieve the Navratna status, any CPSE, that is Central Public Sector Enterprise, must meet certain conditions. For instance, the CPSE company must have the Miniratna Category 1 Schedule A status. Additionally, the company must have received an excellent or very good MOU rating 3 times in the past 5 years. Moreover, the company must have a composite score of 60 or more in 6 parameters. For your information, the Navratna status is awarded to public sector companies that perform well financially and in the market. This recognition increases their autonomy and financial powers. One of the key benefits of this status is that Navratna companies can invest up to Rs 1,000 crore in a project without any government approval. Recently, the United Nations World Food Programme has decided to close its office located in Johannesburg, South Africa. This step has been taken due to financial challenges. In fact, the reason behind this is considered to be the aid cuts by the Trump administration, which has forced WFP to make adjustments in its operations. Now, all WFP programs in Eastern and Southern Africa will be operated from Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. It is to be noted that WFP is the world's largest humanitarian organization. It plays a key role in saving lives in emergencies and providing food assistance. It was established in 1961 and its first program was conducted in Sudan in 1963. According to WFP, currently 343 million people in the world are suffering from severe hunger. This organization provides food assistance to more than 150 million people in 120 countries. Notably, the United States is the largest donor in WFP's financing structure, providing almost half of the organization's total budget. Germany is in second place, but its contribution is 4 times less compared to that of the United States. Due to this financial dependency, any reduction in US funding has an adverse effect on WFP's operational capacity. For information, in 2020, WFP was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Recently, on 7th March, Jan Aushadhi Divas was organized. On this occasion, various programs were held across the country from 1st to 7th March 2025. It is noteworthy that the objective of this day is to promote generic medicines and spread awareness about them. The 7-day program of Jan Aushadhi Divas was organized with different themes each day. For example, on the second day of the program, heritage walks were organized at 25 locations across the country to spread the message of health and prosperity. On this day, more than 500 free health camps were organized specifically for senior citizens. Similarly, the fourth day of the program was focused on women's health. During this day, various programs were organized to honor women, and information was also provided about the various women-centered projects being sold through Jan Aushadhi centers. It is notable that currently more than 15,000 Jan Aushadhi centers have been established across the country, covering almost all districts. The government has set a target to open 25,000 Jan Aushadhi centers across the country by 31st March 2027. The objective of these centers is to promote the availability of affordable and high-quality generic medicines. Recently, the 9th meeting of the Mission Steering Group of the National Health Mission was held in New Delhi. In this, Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda stated that India has achieved the target of reducing the maternal mortality rate to 100 deaths per 1 lakh live births under the National Health Policy. It is to be noted that the maternal mortality rate represents the number of maternal deaths per 1 lakh live births due to pregnancy or childbirth related causes during a specific period. It is an important indicator for measuring the quality of maternal healthcare services and the status of women's healthcare in any country or region. There has been an improvement in maternal and child mortality rates in India. According to current data, there has been an 83% decline in the maternal mortality rate in India. Talking about the National Health Mission, it was launched by the Government of India in the year 2013 by merging the National Rural Health Mission and the National Urban Health Mission. Its main program components include strengthening the health system for reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health in rural and urban areas, as well as for communicable and non-communicable diseases. Notably, NHM envisions universal access to equitable, affordable and quality healthcare services that are accountable and responsive to people's needs. The key initiatives launched under NHM include the Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram, the Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, Pradhan Mantri National Dialysis Program, etc. That's all for now in this bulletin. After the news, let's take a quick look at 5 questions related to the bulletin. Consider the following statements with reference to National Science Day 2025. This day is celebrated every year on 29th February. This day is held to commemorate the announcement of the discovery of the Raman effect. The discovery of the Raman effect was made by Sir C.V. Raman on 28th February 1928. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. Consider the following statements with reference to Blue Ghost Mission 1. This mission is associated with Firefly Aerospace Company. Its other name is Ghost Riders in the Sky. It was launched on 15th January 2025. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. Consider the following statements with reference to IRCTC and IRFC corporations. The central government has approved granting Navratna status to them. IRCTC is only involved in train ticket booking activities. IRFC helps in strengthening the financial position of Indian Railways. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. Consider the following statements with reference to the World Food Programme. It is the world's largest humanitarian organization. It was established in 1961. USA is the largest donor in its funding structure. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, none. Consider the following statements with reference to the Jaipur Declaration. It was adopted at the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum. This declaration was made to promote the circular economy in the Asia-Pacific region. It focused particularly on the management and recycling of plastic waste. How many of the above statements are incorrect? Only one, only two, all three, none. Recently, the 97th Academy Awards, that is Oscar Awards, were held at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood. In this, Sean Baker's Anora emerged as the biggest winner, winning 5 Oscars including Best Film, Best Director, Best Actress, Best Editing, and Best Original Screenplay. Along with this, Adrien Brody became the first actor to win 2 consecutive Best Actor Oscars. The Oscar Awards are also known as the Academy Awards. This award is given annually by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The winners are given a trophy in the form of a golden statue, which is called the Academy Award of Merit. Recently, US President Donald Trump declared English as the official language of the United States. This is the first time the US has officially recognized a language at the federal level. More than 30 states in the US had already declared English as their official language. Notably, according to the 2022 US Census data, the number of people speaking languages other than English has increased more than threefold since 1980. Moreover, almost 1 in every 10 Americans speaks a language other than English at home, so this order could affect these communities. World Wildlife Day is celebrated every year on 3rd March. This day is dedicated to raising awareness about the conservation of wildlife and their natural habitats. The day was initiated by the United Nations in 2013. It is symbolic of the day the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna was signed in 1973. The theme for World Wildlife Day 2025 is Wildlife Conservation Finance, Investing in People and the Planet. This theme emphasizes the need for financial resources for wildlife conservation and their sustainable use. Recently, Cyclone Alfred caused massive disruptions in air traffic on Australia's southeastern coast. Cyclone Alfred is a Category 2 storm. Its speed is reaching up to 155 km per hour, bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall to the Queensland region. This is an active tropical cyclone originating on 20th February from a tropical low in the Coral Sea. It is noteworthy that cyclones generally have a low pressure center with concentric isobars around it and higher pressure on the perimeter or outside. Recently in 2024, the World Bank Group and the African Development Bank together launched Mission 300. The goal is to connect 300 million people in sub-Saharan Africa to electricity by 2030. This ambitious initiative is based on years of foundational work, most of which is driven by the Energy Sector Management Assistance Program. Its aim is to accelerate electrification while ensuring clean and diverse energy sources, economic development, and job creation. Recently, Chinese geologists discovered 1 million tons of thorium in the Mongolia region. Thorium is a type of chemical element that generates energy. It produces 200 times more energy than uranium, and its biggest feature is that it poses no risk of melting. Thorium reactors, known as molten salt reactors, are considered a major breakthrough in energy production. These reactors are safe because they do not require water cooling, and the radioactive waste they produce is very minimal. Thorium could help solve the energy crisis in the future.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.